Okay, we're here this morning with some of my second year students in the financial management program, and I'm just going to get some ideas on what they think about the use of lecture capture and things of that sort provided to them, what they think about it. So here we go. All right, so the first question I have for you guys is we used PowerPoint videos with my voice in the class that we did earlier this term. What were the positives that you felt about that?
I thought it was really helpful, like for preparing for tests. Sometimes PowerPoints, they'll teach you it, but it doesn't really inform you on what it actually means. I think that you actually explaining it really helps to understand it better.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, the voiceover, I found it better to explain because if it's just bullet points and then you can hear your voice and you can make your own notes from your voice.
Okay.
Instead of just going off the PowerPoint and not having the full context of.
Okay. All right. How would you rate it as compared to just having lecture, so coming to class and having the same lecture that me giving it to you versus having that available on Brightspace?
I would say it's better because with it available on Brightspace, we can go back, we can listen to it again. We're not just relying on the notes we were able to make in the period of the class. And you are also available to answer questions if we have any.
Okay, all right. Any other viewpoints on that?
Yes, my point is that when we are in the class, sometimes the instructor, what the instructor said, we just can only obtain maybe 70%.
Okay.
But not all, right? Because the instructor goes through all the content very quickly.
Sure.
So if we have this video to review, so it can help us to have a better understanding of the content.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And having those available, if you had a traditional lecture type class, but you also had those videos available, how would you use them? What do you think? Would it change the way you go about your course?
I think you would do the same thing in the class and take as much notes as you can in class. But then as you're going through it and you don't understand something, you can refer to the PowerPoints with voice to kind of reconfirm what you thought you heard in class to make sure that what you're studying is actually the correct material.
Okay. All right, okay. And do you think there would be any negative effects of having something like that available?
Some people might just not focus in class and think oh, I can just listen to the PowerPoint later. When really you might be using different examples in class that are could help them understand better.
Right.
But there's always that chance. And that might even happen without the PowerPoint with voice. People might just not listen in class anyway. So
Sure, certainly.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think it would result in people not coming to class because they felt, oh, here comes Steve's going to talk to me now?
Yes and no. I mean, our class in particular, there are a lot of people, myself included, who show up late.
Really?
Habitually, yeah. So I don't do it intentionally, but I'm sure it's happened to other people where maybe they don't feel motivated to actually go to the class.
Sure.
But having it available at home, I actually didn't make as much use of it as I should have because I did try it once and I thought it was phenomenal. It was just so much easier to get the elaboration on all the material.
Okay.
So I think some people might not show up to class just because they know that it's so in-depth.
Yeah.
And it actually explains it basically just as well as if you were doing the traditional lecture.
Right.
But kind of like what Ryan said, having the two together just kind of enhances the overall.
The better way of dealing with it.
And
okay.
having a class, you don't have that instant feedback if you have a question at your house.
Yeah.
Where in class you have all your friends and obviously
Sure.
you if you need. But you can still get the help, but it's not as just right there and in front of you.
Yeah, so to have the two together, what I'm hearing is the two together, one to supplement the other is really the preferred method.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's all I need, guys. Thank you so much for your help.
No problem.
See y'all later.